Welcome back! Today's video is going to be an introduction for my monthly makeup capsule series. This is something that I've been wanting to do for the last few months, and I thought it would be fun to start this in the new year. Makeup capsules have been around for a while. There have been quite a few YouTubers that I've seen do videos about them, the Anna Edit, Mariah Leonard, Whitney Hedrick, and many more. It's something inspired by the wardrobe capsule collection that is kind of around in the fashion world, but it's really not that different than a Shop My Stash or anything like that, but I do want to do this in a pretty specific way. So what I'm going to be doing is curating a smaller makeup collection for myself for the month in the categories that I have the most of, such as blush, bronzer, lip products, eyeshadows, things like that. For the things that I don't have that much of, like foundation and primers, I'm not going to bother including because, again, I don't have that much selection. And so this is going to be all the makeup that I will be using for this month. And my goal is to switch it out every month. And this is going to also include project pan items. Last year, towards the end of the year, I was doing a lot of project pans, and I was also doing a separate Shop My Stash, but then also on any given day, I was wearing whatever other makeup I wanted to wear. And honestly, it was kind of overwhelming. And especially with my larger categories, such as highlighter and eyeshadow palettes, I had a hard time even deciding what days what to use, and I kept thinking, well, maybe I haven't used this palette in a long time. I was not even sure. My goal is to curate my collection each month to make sure that I'm rotating through everything and getting good use out of my products. And I want to also make sure that nothing is kind of getting left behind or neglected, collecting dust. I will be introducing new project pans, and the items in those will be from this monthly makeup capsule. And then each month, if there are things that I'm trying to pan and I haven't finished, those will stay in the capsule collection. And then the other things that I'm just kind of trying to get use out of and things like that will be rotated out. I'm also hoping that maybe I could declutter some things if I find that I put them in my monthly capsule and I don't even use it. That could be a sign that maybe I should let it go, or if I use it and I don't like it, again, maybe I'll end up decluttering some things. And then one final thing that I'm going to do is at the end of the month, when that item's time is up, I'm going to put them in a separate drawer and see if later during the year I want to reach for them or not. So again, that could also be a sign that maybe I'm not that in love with a product. We'll see how it goes. I've never done this before, so this is, for me, a very new thing. I know that a lot of people who do Shop My Stash and do project pans will only use those products for that set amount of time. I've never done that. I've done project pans and Shop My Stash, but on any given day, I've also used any other items that I've wanted to use. So I just wanted to pare things down in an organized way and make sure that I'm rotating through my collection. Hopefully that makes sense. So let me show you the products for this month's capsule. First, I'll show you the lip products, and I will say that I've kind of had this capsule together for the last 2 weeks, and I've been mostly using these products for the last 2 weeks, and I've kind of been adding and subtracting, and this may be too many. I'm not sure. We'll see how it goes. Again, I have not done this before, so lip products, I did want to have a bold color. This is not the red that I'm wearing today, but everything else I'm wearing today is from the capsule. So if there's something I really want to use that isn't in the capsule, I'll let myself, but the goal is to 95 to 98% use these products. So I'm gonna have a bold color available. This is MAC Feels So Grand. I've worn this in a lot of videos lately, one of my favorite reds. Then I also have a pink. This is Chanel Russie. This is also in my Roulette Pan collab, so that is why I have included that. Let's see, a couple more lipsticks. This I haven't used in a while. This is the MAC Patrick Star in She Better Work. It's like a pinky nude. Nothing too exciting there, but I do want to have that option. I'm going to try to go through quickly because there's a lot of stuff here. This one is by Becca. This is called Orchid. Really liked this. I wore this on Christmas Day. Beautiful pinky mauve. Really enjoyed that. This one is in my project 10 uses. So again, this will be staying. This is Propa Beauty and Made It. Orangey brown. Beautiful color. Absolutely love that. And then I've got 4 lip glosses. So I wanted to give myself options of pinks and browns, things like that. Becca in Citrine. This is just a gold gloss. It's mostly clear, so I feel like I could use that with any of the neutral shades. Then I've got a brown gloss. This is by Mented Cosmetics in the color Send Nudes. Really like that formula, and I have not used that one in a while, so I'm really happy that's going to be in the capsule. And then we've got NYX Creme Brulee. This is like a peachy pink. I feel like that could go with any of the lighter lipsticks. And then one more. This is Clarins in, what's the color? I don't know what the name is, but it's number 07. This is something I got in PR. And I really do love this color. I don't love this applicator, but this is a pinky mauve. And I actually wore this with that Becca lipstick on Christmas. So I feel like as far as lip products, I've got everything I need. Again, today I really wanted a red orange, so I did go ahead and wear that because I felt like it went with my whole outfit, but I'm gonna try to stick to using mostly those products. All right, let's move on to blush. We've got a lot to get through here. This is by Hourglass. This is in Brilliant Nude, very neutral color. I could wear that with anything. Here's one that I bought a while ago and I have not used that much. This is by Becca and this is Tiger Lily. I bought this at a CCO a few months ago. It's a pretty bold orange color. I do like it. I've used it, I think 3 or 4 times, and I do like the Becca blush formula, but they are intensely pigmented. I will say that. Here's one by Milani. I don't think I had used this in a while. This is Tea Rose. This is a pinky mauve, so again, that one could go with a lot of looks. It did also go with a more pink color, and this is also by Milani in Dolce Pink. Very beautiful shade as well. Has a bit of a golden sheen to that. I know this seems like a lot, but because usually, I mean, I have access to my entire makeup collection, I did want to give myself a lot of options. So if next month it seems like too much, I'll reduce the number for sure. Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Blush. I love this. I couldn't not include that because I got this at the VIB sale and I've absolutely loved it. Then we have Too Faced Baby Love. So spoiler alert, this will for sure be showing up in a project pan. As I mentioned, this is going to be things that I'm panning and things that I'm also just shopping my stash for. Then also this Becca palette. So this will also show up in a project pan, I'll tell you now. And these 3 are empty because I did depot them, or I guess repress them into other compacts. I mentioned in a video that I felt like these pans were really small, and one of you guys suggested repressing them into some empty palettes. And if you saw my year-long makeup empties video, I had some empty compacts from products that I finished. So I repressed those in there. You'll see that once I do that project pan intro. This is kind of just me showing you the products, but I know there's a lot. Okay, next up we have highlighter and then eyeshadow. There's kind of a lot of eyeshadow. Again, I wanted to have my options. This is MAC in Barely Dressed. This is a highlighter that I purchased also at a CCO when I bought that Becca blush. And this is the highlighter I'm wearing today. This is beautiful. It kind of has 4 different colors in there. It's very iridescent. I don't know. This was super cheap at the CCO. It was like $9. I just dropped this and it did not break. So very exciting there. We have the Charlotte Tilbury palette. This was in my winter makeup basket and I really fell in love with it. I had mentioned in that video that this was not super pigmented, but I switched to a different highlighter brush and it's amazing now. So I went with a much denser brush and it works very, very well. And so by the way, last year I was doing like a seasonal makeup basket and also a Shop My Stash. So for now, I'm not going to be doing that. This is going to be my Shop My Stash, and then I'll still be doing project pans with these items. And then of course, I'm still going to project pan things like foundation and concealer, which again are not really part of the capsule. All right, 3 more highlighters. I know it seems like a lot, but for finishing powder, I'm going to use the Catrice in Champagne Campaign. I talked about that in my yearly favorites. It is amazing. I always have to have one finishing powder, so there will be one of those in each capsule for sure. And then this Urban Decay highlighter in Sin. This is something I'm still working on. This was in a project pan last year. This will be showing up in a new project pan though, but I still want to work on that. And then one that I hadn't used in a while, but I forgot how much I love. This is the Samantha March and Ofra highlighter. This is, I forgot what these are called. This is a Pillow Talk and that is Star Island, which you can buy those individually as well. I love this highlighter. This is beautiful. I wore this on Christmas Day also. All right, on to eyeshadow palettes. There is one palette that I'm not showing, which is my Pan That palette. I did introduce that, so you can check that video. A Pan That palette will also be part of the capsule every month, of course. And then I'm still going to be doing my usage eyeshadow projects that I did last year. The Using My Eyeshadow Palettes Project Pan, Project 10 Uses, and Project 100 Uses. Those will be continuing this year, but of course, the palettes that I'm going to be using in each month will be part of the capsule. So stay tuned for those projects as well. I will still be continuing those. I did pick some mini palettes. I've mentioned I don't use my mini palettes a lot, and I did decide to pick the Fenty in the Cool Neutral. This has been such a neglected product for me. I do like this formula. I mean, it didn't wow me, but it's not bad. So I just wanted to get some use out of that one. Another more cool toned palette is the Smashbox in Punked. I thought this would be a good option to have. And then also this is a newer palette. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Bella Sophia Quad. I got this at the Sephora VIB sale, and I gotta say I have fallen in love with the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow formula, so I really wanted to use this. As you can see, I do have a variety of colors and also smaller and larger palettes, and also some newer and older palettes. One that I haven't used that much, and it's not my favorite. This is the Nabla Coral Cutie. I do like this formula, and I've talked about this in a lot of videos that basically I just kind of regretted getting this because it wasn't really the Nabla palette that I wanted, but I kind of settled for this because I didn't want to pay as much. Not a good idea. So I wanted to get use out of this one. And then this one is in my Using My Eyeshadow Palettes Project Pan from last year, which again, I'll be continuing that. So this is staying in the Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves. And then this gives me some pink options as well. And then one more small palette, the Pat McGrath Mini Sublime. This is actually the shimmers I'm wearing today are these two. All right, several more eyeshadow palettes. One that I did just get in PR that I did want to test out is the Lawless, the Little One palette. I have worn this once and I really enjoyed it. I mean, it's a really basic palette, so I feel like this could go with a lot of different things, you know, super neutral look, but could smoke it out with these darker shades. So yes, I do want to test that out more thoroughly. And then a palette that I bought for myself at the end of the year before starting my low buy. This was my last purchase before my low buy, actually. The Charlotte Tilbury, what is this called? The Bejeweled Eyes to Hypnotize. This palette is so good. I think I've used it 4 times so far. This formula is amazing. Like I said, I am really impressed with the Charlotte Tilbury formula. And I do still want to do a video where I rank all of the palettes that I tried in 2020. So I really need to test some more of them out because I definitely got a lot towards the end of the year. Another one, this I got Black Friday. This is the Sigma Untamed. I have wanted this palette ever since it came out. It is really beautiful. I love it. Some more neutrals, some colorful shades. So I thought this will give me a lot of variety. An older palette, the Urban Decay Born to Run, a lot of neutrals, and this one I am working on for my 100 uses, so I did want to include that as well. All right, 5 palettes left. One is the Dominique Cosmetics Latte palette. I got this at the Sephora VIB sale, and I have been thoroughly enjoying it, but I just wanted to use it a few more times before I could thoroughly, you know, rank it in that video that I mentioned. 2 more newer palettes that I did also get at the end of the year. I did treat myself to the Glam palette again before starting my low buy. I did get this for about 23% off using that Sephora coupon. So this is gonna be my cool toned palette of the month. Definitely have some cool toned options here. I've used this palette several times since I got it and it's beautiful, I gotta say. And then I did also get this, the bronze palette. I got this 25% off on Look Fantastic. This one is beautiful, a warm toned dream for sure. I really wanted these palettes when they came out, but I decided to kind of dupe them in my collection and wait to be able to get them on sale, which I did do, obviously. And then I did want to have a colorful option because I do love to wear colorful eyeshadow looks. So I went with the Carity 21 Matte, and this is an older palette in my collection. I think I got this 2 years ago, but I really do like this. So have some options for bright looks. So that's something that I want to have, kind of like I want to have a cool toned option, a warm toned option, a rainbow option, because I do like a variety of eye looks. And then last up, I do want to include one of my Z palettes in each capsule because I've mentioned before, these get very, very neglected in my collection. And I did show all of these in my recent palette collection. This one is my Depotted ColourPop palettes. Are separated by the palette that they were in. So this one was Dream Street. This one is mostly the Zodiac. This one is a lot of the Yes Please palette, and then this one is one that was called Rainbow something. I cannot remember the name, it's discontinued, but yeah. I really love this palette. I gotta say, I'm excited to use it more. Obviously, I've used like these Dream Street colors a lot, but then as you get further down into the palette, I have not used them that much because I do tend to neglect my Z palettes. So I want to include at least one of these in each capsule. Alrighty, that was it. That was everything. I am so excited for this series. This is something I've wanted to do for a while, and I think it's just gonna help me rotate through my collection in a more organized way, if that makes sense. Please let me know if you do this. I know that a lot of people do this. Not everybody kind of uses everything in their collection all the time, and it's kind of a great way to separate out your collection, especially if you have a large one like I do, especially in these categories. Like I said, I don't have that many primers or foundations, so I didn't feel the need to include those. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Obviously, this may change over time because it's going to kind of be a new experience for me to see. Stay tuned. I will be doing new Project Pan introductions with these products for the most part, with of course the exception of, you know, like the base products that I'm not including here. Let me know what you think. My plan will be to do a new capsule at the beginning of each month. We'll see how it goes. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.